Ladies and gentlemen, apes and apettes, welcome back to the channel. Today is Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. That means this is the day before we get a new update from the courts and figure out kind of which direction this is going to go. Does the courts go in the direction of a revote of common stockholders only? I think that's the most likely outcome. Or do they just approve this settlement? Or do they say the settlement's not good enough? Or do they open this up for questioning? Lots of uncertainties. We can get some clues and some hints to potentially what this ruling could be based off of how AMC trades today. So we're going to get into that. I'm going to give you guys my overall opinion on today and what this means for tomorrow, as well as go over obviously the option activity, the technicals on AMC, the order flow, which is key in my personal opinion, as well as the Ortex data. So let's get into all of this information. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section, and let's get to it. So AMC stock at the time of recording this video is down 4.48%. Now, you were down more than this. You started to make that upside move. You were only down about 2%. And you have since fallen a little bit as the markets have kind of started to fall at the same time. So pretty interesting how AMC is reacting today. Now, I think if this was set in stone going to be a negative, you're probably going to watch AMC continue to fall. Now, if you bounce towards the end of the day, which it looks like AMC wants to, that's going to be a positive thing. Depending how the inflows are, depending how AMC's share price reacts into the close of the day, can give you signs of what's going to happen tomorrow. And I think this opens up an opportunity for us, right, to either buy the stock if that's what you wanted to do, or to trade some options on the stock if, again, that is what you wanted to do. I'm not a financial advisor, so come to your own conclusions, all of that, blah, blah, blah. You guys know the spiel. Now, let's take a look at some of the flows with AMC here today. Okay, so the total call activity. Let's go ahead and refresh this for you. Total option activity. You're seeing 52,500 calls, 123,500 puts. On the ask or above, you're seeing 45,000 puts, 23,500 calls. On the bid or below, 75,000 puts and 27,000 calls. And it just did update, so we'll give you guys different numbers here. Calls total volume 121,000, puts total volume 237,000. And again, at the ask or above, 54,000 on the call side, 88,000 on the put side. So that's a lot closer than what we usually see, right? On the ask or above, that means people are willing to pay a little bit more for the calls and to get into them a little bit quickly compared to what we usually see on AMC. Now, this is all relative, right? Because you got to compare to what's happening today, which happens with AMC every other day. And usually you see a lot more puts being placed than calls as of recently, as of the last couple of months. So you're seeing more of a normalization here today, and I think that is an overall positive sign. Again, AMC stock is down 4.21% at the time of recording this video. So with that being said, let's get into some of the Ortex numbers here. If we go ahead, give you guys an overview of the short interest. About $681.14 million are currently sold short in AMC stock. The estimated short interest of free float at 26.44%. Free float out on loan 37.49%. Shares out on loan 193.59 million. Days to cover 5.3. Cost to borrow trailing 3 months at about 238%. 100% share utilization. Let's go ahead and take a look at the live cost to borrow rates and what these rates currently are today. 354.62% on the cost to borrow average, cost to borrow max at 363.84%, and cost to borrow minimum at 311%. So these numbers are insane. And keep in mind that number that we have talked about over the last couple of days and weeks now, really like the last week. Shorts have lost $1.91 billion in 2023 alone, not because AMC stock has rallied, but simply due to the cost to borrow rates. And considering there's less than $700 million worth of short positions on AMC, that's a lot. That's like 3.5 times the total value of these short positions. So shorts are getting washed out, simply put, on the cost to borrow rates, not to mention the fact that AMC stock is off of its lows and is up like 20-25% year to date still. Again, a positive thing. Now, Interactive Brokers has about 900 shares currently available to be lent out with a cost to borrow rate of 183.93%. We're about to get another update, I imagine, since the shares have really dropped so much as of the last hour or so. You're probably going to start to see higher cost to borrow rates, and that's something I will be looking out for. Now, the option activity. You've seen 19 orders totaling $7.58 million, positive order value of 0%, which, again, not a huge shocker, kind of what we see every single day. For the option expiration that expires this Friday, April 28th, you're seeing calls open interest at 27.5%, puts at 72.5%. You're seeing this calls open interest number ticking up here again today. And this went from its lowest point at about 9.77% to 27.5%. That's a positive thing. And that's showing either hedge funds are hedging out that upside risk if AMC does go higher, or just overall people are betting that AMC will go higher. And it's got gradually more bullish heading into the next court date. So there is that information. If you take a look at the Stonko tracker data for this Friday, you got 3,200 calls currently in the money, 112,500 calls that are out of the money. In the money puts at 56,000, out the money puts at 249,000. So some very big numbers that you're seeing, especially on the out the money side of both of these, right? The calls out the money is pretty large. Puts out the money is also pretty large. So I think that sets you up for that big move in either direction. Now, I think it's pretty clear. I don't think the judge is an idiot. I think she understands that ape votes should not have been counted. They were used against us. So when Adam Aaron and AMC says 87% of shareholders voted for this, no, not even close. Most of the common stock investors did not vote number one. And the ones that did, it was like 60% of common stockholders that did vote for this. But a lot of them, most of them, were institutional investors that had a interest in seeing this happen by either buying puts on AMC or outright owning Ape at the same time. So again, how is that a fair vote? And I think the judge is no idiot. Like I said, I think you're going to get a revote of common stockholders at the very minimum, if not a small chance that the courts say this was outright illegal and this is not going to be able to go through. So that's my opinion. I mean, there's the option activity. Let me know down below in the comment section what you guys think about that one. Now, as far as the economic calendar, I do want to go over any potential catalysts we do have today and tomorrow here right now, because that can also help swing AMC stock. And for Monday, for today, you got some bond auctions that came through the Chicago Fed National Activity Index. Let's go ahead and refresh this so we can get that actual number here. And it popped us all the way to the end of the the week. Let's go ahead. Let's see what it is. It came in at negative 0.19, so a little bit better than the forecast of negative 0.3. Some bond auctions that came in a little bit less than the previous yield, so an overall positive thing there as well. Now tomorrow you're going to get the S&P Case-Shiller Home Price Index year over year and month over month, as well as the Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index and a 2-year bond auction. So not much for tomorrow in regards to kind of big catalysts that can move the markets as far as the data is concerned. Now, earnings season kicks off full steam ahead coming tomorrow as well. Verizon in the morning, UPS, Halliburton, GM, McDonald's, GE, 3M, PepsiCo, Spotify, Raytheon Technologies. After hours, guys, this is what you want to watch. Microsoft, Google, Enphase, Visa, Chipotle, Pacific Western Bank, Texas Instruments, Juniper Networks, Boyd, and Stride report Tuesday after hours. Microsoft and Google are like, what, 12% of the NASDAQ and little under 9% of the S&P 500. So if they were to fall 10% collectively, both of them, that would push the S&P down almost 1% solely based off of their weighting. Not to mention a fall from Apple or Tesla or any other stock for that matter. So tomorrow could be a very interesting day, and it could feed into kind of what's going on with AMC. And I personally think if AMC does rally tomorrow, which I think it will rally, if you get these stocks that are heavily used to collateralize these short positions falling as well, I think that's going to put even more pressure on shorts to cover on their short position. So earnings season, this is really what we have for this week and what we have for tomorrow as far as big catalysts. Now AMC on a technical basis, RSI looks pretty neutral at 45.66, a little bit on the oversold side. MACD still in positive territory, starting to curl down, starting to go negative, but you've been in positive territory this whole entire time. Now let's go ahead and get rid of the MACD and the RSI. Let's make these candles a little bit bigger. And what we can see here, AMC's holding up above this key level, which is at $4.50 per share. This is really the level that I was watching for. If this was going to be bad news tomorrow, in my head, I thought we would have seen a bigger move than not down 4%. Who knows? Things could get worse heading into the end of the day. That's possible. But AMC showing a lot of strength on the 1-minute candlestick chart, and it really does want to bounce. I mean, that's a hell of a V-shaped recovery that we've seen right there. And odds are it likely does continue. You've seen right off the gate today, AMC stock kind of ripped up above $5 per share, hitting a high of $5.03 per share after being brought back down. So when you look at things on, a today basis, it wants to rally, but there is a lot of external factors, a lot of shorts that are trying to push the stock down. Overall, still in a slight uptrend, so there's a lot of positive things, even technically speaking, going for AMC right now. Next big levels, 50 and 100-day moving average. I think you easily blow past that coming tomorrow if that is bullish. If it is bearish, you probably head back to the lows of 2023, and I mean, this is something that we've seen before, so in all reality, would it be any different? Probably not. Now, if AMC does do the reverse split like we've talked about, well, they're going to raise a lot of capital, and that also crushes the short thesis. So I think it's kind of like a win-win at this point in time, but I do think that risk is for an upside move coming tomorrow, guys. So that is going to do it for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one.